Pradeep Bhandari joining us live on the broadcast. And well, Pradeep, at a time when the opposition is trying its level best, especially the Congress, to build a narrative against the government, be it the Indochina issue, or even when they go on to lash out at the government, saying that this government has harmed democracy, it is now a reminder to the Congress, not just on the anniversary of emergency, but also how their selective silence has continued to harm and the kind of criticism they face due to it, be it the Indochina issue or be it even today when they keep mum on the issues when they most should speak on.
Absolutely, Suresha. In fact, emergency is a reminder for the Congress party also of how it should not conduct itself. But even on this day, you do not see even a single tweet from any of the Congress leaders saying that what happened in emergency was a mistake and they will not repeat it. In fact, they are busy spreading the lies on the Indochina standoff. So I think Congress has still not learned lesson, because Congress uses this term, emergency very casually, but very few people know of what exact emergency was, which was imposed by the Congress party and Indira Gandhi. So yes, I agree with you, and most of the generation, the current generation, because our demographic dividend is less than the age of 35 years, do not know what a lot of leaders had to undergo during the time of emergency, which was imposed by the Congress party. I think the best that the Congress should do on this day is admit that it was a big mistake. It was a humongous mistake, and it should not repeat itself. But there is no sense of guilt, a sense of remorse, a sense of saying sorry. Rather, the Congress is busy doing its politics at the time when you need the Congress party to be with the country and the army and national interest. And you saw how Abhinandan Chaudhary had tweeted, belittling the valor of our forces and questioning the arms and ammunitions. So I think Congress is becoming more as a fringe, and this is a sorry state of affairs.
Absolutely, very rightly put, Pradeep. At a time when the Congress should most be answering questions, they continue to question the government over various issues with complete silence when they are questioned on the 2008 pact, I beg your pardon, with China. And even today, like you said, not a single tweet from any Congress leader on the sacrifices made by all those during the emergency.
Absolutely, Suresha, and in fact, the 2008 pact, the Congress is absolutely silent. And if you look at the Congress party, not just 2008, they need to answer why Sonia Gandhi was given a welcome in China akin to a president of the country or a prime minister of the country when she was not holding any position. And the Congress party also needs to answer on the 2013 Shyam Saran report. So there are a lot of answers for the Congress party to give. And in fact, you remember that when the Congress was in power, the then opposition leader Arun Jaitley had said that we support, even if the steps taken by the Congress party in national interest are half steps, but we support it, because at this moment the opposition and the government have to speak in one voice. That was in 2013 when A.K. Antony had admitted that Chinese incursions had taken place. So you've seen how that is how the opposition should behave. And at this moment, you saw what happened in the CWC, where a lot of leaders, the senior leaders of the Congress party, did not agree to what Rahul Gandhi's stance was, and only the sister and the brother was speaking in voice, which was where it was completely visible that their politics of anti-Modi politics took precedence over standing with the country.
Oh yes, and which is why the Congress has reached this stage, because there is infighting and disagreement amongst their own selves. They are not being able to keep their flock together, to have that consensus, and which is why they have reached this stage. But Pradeep, even talking about the same thing, because let's face it, to how the Congress really deals with these issues and the kind of backlash they've had to face. And at times like these, they go completely silent because it is embarrassing for them. They have no answers. And all they are busy in is building a narrative against the government.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Suresha. In fact, the opposition has a right to ask questions. Nobody is denying them to ask questions. They have to ask questions if they want to build a genuine narrative against the government. They should do it. But in politics, it is said that you should know when to speak, who is speaking, and what is the credibility of the person who's speaking. Now, let us look at the credibility. Now, Mr. Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, believed the Pakistani Air Force during the time of when the Indian Air Force conducted the Balakot airstrike. He was one of the last people to believe actually that the airstrike took place, and then Congress leader Navjot Singh Sidhu mocked it, saying that only trees were harmed and there were no terrorists killed. So that is the past of the Congress party. In fact, you look at what the lies were spread during the Rafale, where Congress leader Rahul Gandhi went on parading the lies that Rafale is a scam, and neither the Supreme Court bought it, nobody bought it, and you see what happened in 2019 elections. So politics in opposition requires you a sense of patience, sense of maturity. You should know when to speak, and you should not at all compromise national interest, and even being perceived to compromise national interest. And at this moment you are looked because the sentiment on the ground is absolutely anti-China, and this is about our forces. This is not about government, or this is not about opposition, and the Congress party needs to understand. But the Congress is getting desperate that it is out of power, and in this desperation it is trying all means and mechanisms possible, whether it is exporting its political fight to the fringe groups which we saw in GNU, or right now to the Chinese.